That's my life, my life.
Yo, what's the deal? I'm LATWAN. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, and I'm gonna jump straight into this, man. As men in this society, what I've learned from Jay-Z, Absol, Kendrick Lamar, and I'm gonna throw Roddy Ricch in there. What I've learned so far is, as men, silence has to be our best friend. Because we live in a world, it attacks masculinity. Call it what you want to, toxic masculinity, whatever you want, all these terms that people come up with. But at the end of the day, it attacks righteous masculinity. So, I'm starting to see why a lot of people, and especially the most powerful people, are silent. And they don't say nothing, and they don't, fuck with the poor. They don't be on social media. I'm starting to see why. I'm really starting to understand why. Because I've been reading up on silence and the power and the powerfulness of just being silent and not just being silent from your mouth, but also having a kind of a silence within. And that information alone is some good information. But when I turn around and I see how the world treats people that's righteous, just from looking down the history of things, all the righteous men that we would consider true, righteous, masculine guys, stand-up guys, what happened to them? They either got murdered or their character got assassinated. But how many guys can you think of that were super feminine and, super entertaining type of guys that was put on Front Street like that by the media? Because people gonna say what people say. But the media, how many guys like that do you know that's been murdered? None. That's come straight to my head. I can't think of none that's been murdered, guys like that. So I say all that to say, we got to understand as men, we live in a world that silence has to become our best friend. And because you don't know who gonna attack you when, because a lot of the majority of this world do not like masculinity. True masculinity. What they call masculinity, that's a man, like when you actually being a man as far as the biological wired of what is what you're supposed to be, a non-emotional, non-movable, they call that being toxic now. So, but another thing is weird. If you a guy that don't show emotion and all that kind of stuff, they call you toxic. But if you a guy that show too much emotion, you a bitch. So me, I'm a person, I like to think about stuff. I'm like, okay, well, what the hell are you supposed to do in the world if you show no emotion, you're toxic. If you do show emotion, you a punk. So I'm the type of person, I think to myself, I'm like, okay, well, what are you supposed to do then as a man? And then I just started thinking about all the other people, that's more, what I would say is more successful than me, quote unquote. And that's still successful to this day, and they're still thriving to this day. And one thing that all those people got in common is silence. They're all silent. And it's kind of messed up because it's like, as a man, you can't even really express yourself because people are going to judge. As a man, people are going to judge you more harshly for expressing how you truly feel versus a woman. This is not a complaint. This is just reality. You know what I'm saying? So as a man, you have to just be a person that just know how to just take stuff, and for yourself to not have to worry about no kickback, you got to be able to take stuff and not say nothing back. That's the only way that you're gonna get out, at least get out of it quick. Because they still gonna drag your name through the mud, even if you don't say nothing. They still gonna have something to say about you. People still gonna talk about you. But the only way for you to get out of that without it actually leaving a stain on your name is that you just gotta ride the wave out and let people talk, let people say what they want to say. And that is like, that's the reality we live in. Like, we live in a reality as men, as a black man. This is I'm a black man, so I can't speak for any other race of men, but I'm sure that they deal with this stuff too. You gotta worry about social media attacking the way that you are. You gotta worry about feminized women attacking the way that you are. And that's the more common one, because we deal with women on a daily basis more often, because dudes can't stay away from women. So you dealing with that more on a daily basis. So if you see a woman, all women, they do this on social media. A lot of the feminized women, they don't like masculinity. They don't want you to be masculine. They're gonna say stuff to you like, be more in touch with your feminine side. They're gonna say stuff to you like that. But say you do that. Now you being emotional. Now you acting like a woman. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? You had a mindset of like, okay, what the fuck am I supposed to do then? Just shut up? And that's the only thing that I can like come that makes sense. Because it's like, what else do you have, bro? I was like, because it's way more feminized women in the world than it is actual feminine women. So that's the kind of messed up part where we are as men, because it's still women, feminine women in this world that love a masculine man that stand for what he gonna stand for, and that's gonna mean what he say, and you know, he got a spine. It's still women like that. But a lot of the women in the world is what we call nowadays G.I. Joe women. They feminized. They think they trying to run a relationship. They trying to run you. They trying to run everything. But at the same time, while trying to run you and run everything, they still want you to protect everything. But that's it. It's like, okay. You know what I'm saying? And initially, when you first come to this, you first start thinking about it and putting two to two together, that shit gonna make you emotional. Because it's like, you don't know what to do because you stuck between 1 and 2. So it's just like, okay, the only thing that makes sense as far as like down the middle is just to be quiet. And that's kind of tough for me because I'm building a YouTube thing. So it's like, you know, it's like, how I'm gonna be quiet and stuff like that. But I really don't, you know what I'm saying? Being silent has to be one of our most special, has to be a superpower for us, bro. As men, being silent has to be a superpower. Being silent has to be a superpower for us as men, because we got to deal with social media. Social media gonna down talk you. If you a guy if you're not entertaining, I'm gonna say this. If you a guy if you a man and you not entertaining people as far as like making them laugh and being a dancing monkey and all this kind of stuff, or if you a guy and if you doing the being feminine, putting on dresses and wigs and stuff, women gonna mess with you. But as far as social media speaking, because like I said, there's feminine women out there. They're more so in the real world than they are on social media all the time, but that's a whole nother conversation. You either gotta be the dancing monkey, or you either gotta be the guy that's putting on dresses and dancing and acting feminine and doing all this other stuff for the social media world to accept you as a man. That's just the social media world. Because we living in a real world, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it's still feminine women in this world that love a man that tell her, man, be quiet and sit down. Because it's like, I'm not being controlling, I'm just being a man. I'm telling you to be quiet, sit down and chill out. I'm not trying to hear all that talking. I just want to chill, you know what I'm saying? I just want to be at peace. And it's women, it's a real small percentage, But it's women that they still like that. It's women out there like that, dog. But they're more so in the real world. They not on social media. A lot of the chicks on social media that's like active every day, these are, majority of them are G.I. Joe, what we call G.I. Joe women. Women that's in their masculine frame. You know what I'm saying? They either in their masculine frame, they either on there trying to bully dudes, or they on there competing with the other women. It's one or the other. Because women are very competitive at nature. You know what I'm saying? So, men, silence has to become our best friend. That's food for thought. You do the dishes.